Hello, Aries. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read you've been dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at Theyre Tarot. She'll read you as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Hmm. Huh. Okay. Hmm. Goodness. Goodness, Aries. Okay. Couple more and I'll jump in. Okay, so jumping into this Aries. Go figure. And there you are on top of the deck as the Emperor, or possibly Empress. Either or. They have you in their sights. That is for sure. They have you in their sights. That being said, though, they're not too sure. And it almost feels as if they're not too sure about themselves, which I'm not too sure what that could be about. I don't know if that's insecurity. I don't know if they're kind of working through something personal, but they are wanting to approach you for something. The interesting thing about this, whatever this could be about, it almost seems it feels as if they're energetically kind of being swerved, rejected, turned down, ghosted. I don't know what that's about. Even though this approach shows up, it also kind of shows up that it's not going anywhere, leading to anything. And maybe they make a move, maybe they're trying to make a move, maybe they're trying to approach or reach out or contact or communicate, and it's just kind of, crickets. Initially they're kind of saying, yeah, whatever. They're kind of shrugging this off and brushing this off and being like, yeah, whatever, okay. So it's not really necessarily affecting them, even though they're kind of saying, well, I tried, it is what it is. They're like, well, maybe it's just incorrect timing. Something might differ, something might be going on that they're not aware of, which is actually does have a nice energy to it. At the same time, there's energetically there's this impatience building up, and I don't know what that tension or that impatience is all about. It's not a good tension. It's almost as if whatever this is, they feel swerved, maybe rejected or turned down. Like, once again, Aries, that's what I'm talking about. Whereas is it like a insecurity type of situation where it's sort of like, because it wasn't, like, something didn't go through, something didn't happen or take place, now all of a sudden they're kind of like looking at the situation as if there's a problem or an issue there. Is it really between the two of you, or is it something that they're kind of dealing with on their own? Because when they show me that whatever this is causing them to kind of think very independently away from you, they kind of use that filter or that lens and then perceive it as the connection, the relationship between the two of you having problems. That's the equivalent of someone being insecure and projecting their insecurities onto someone else and then making it the problem in the relationship, when it's one's own individual personal problem or issue. They're having blurred perspective when it comes to the connection of the relationship. And I don't know why this is causing them to become irked, irritated, frustrated. It's almost kind of like they're questioning, like, well, what is it? And it's like, check yourself real quick. Check yourself real quick, because you're so quick to disconnect energetically over here and fracture and split and put a little bit energetic distance between the two of you. But yet you're perceiving this as the problem or issue between you and Aries when it could possibly be just all you. You could be kind of getting yourself worked up here a little bit. And they're like, well, what is it? And it's like, check yourself real quick, cross-watcher. Check yourself real quick. I mean, you had the common sense to know maybe it's not the right timing. It is what it is. But then, like, the more that this is kind of like stretched out or kind of continues moving forward, it's like the more they get worked up over this, and it's all them getting psyched up and worked up within themselves, not knowing like what is it. It's like you got nothing but time to sit there and think and kind of get lost in your own train of thought and get lost in your own energies, and you don't know how to process what you're feeling. And they're trying to determine, like, well, what's the problem between me and Aries? Well, what's the problem with you? Because you've energetically split off and decided to kind of go your own way and run away with it. There's a Nine of Swords. Like I said, you're kind of getting all wrapped up in your own head about this. This is a situation of kind of like left to your own devices, but it's not the device. It's like left to your own thoughts, left to your own energies. And there's the Three of Swords kind of following that. They're like, I don't know what's going on. Something tells me Aries might not know what's going on either, because I'm not looking at them wanting to. Maybe that's what that was about. Maybe they tried to reach out, like I said, tried. But then it's like, nope, didn't go through. Something didn't go through. And now they're questioning and wondering, like, why didn't something go through? Don't know. But now they're left over with this energy of like, I don't know what to do with myself. And it's like, they're questioning and wondering, like, why, what is this? What is this? I don't know. There it is. And now their energies are beginning to kind of shift here. They're feeling some type. They're energetically feeling some type of way. It's like they're kind of responding with like, well, what the fuck? What the hell? I don't know. That and until you know, you gotta deal with Aries about that. You gotta talk to Aries about that. Because until you know, don't go making up fantasies or stories or a dialogue in your head without knowing the facts. I don't know what that is. Um, Even that's the thing. Even they, like I said, common sense. Even they come to terms with, even though they're bitter, they're like, maybe I should just drop it. It's like, yeah, that kind of lets you know as well, crosswatcher. Maybe it's just you. Maybe it's kind of like you're just kind of getting energetically wrapped up in yourself. You don't know how to handle or process what you're feeling, what you're going through. Maybe, like I said, maybe it was just timing. Maybe it was just incorrect timing. Maybe it just wasn't right. Maybe something felt off. I don't know. But until you know, you might need to just communicate and talk to Aries and find out if you can. And if you can't, you're going to have to live with not knowing, unfortunately. Bye.